So, got lots of questions about me not being able to hear me. There's one question from Kirsten. Yes, I also posted a question about technical issues, and I know that you guys are interested in the technical part. Like I said in the webinar, so the question reads, what about the page load times of our new sites? We can already measure an increase in the average page load time that we have to keep an eye on. Can you do something like a server-side solution to decrease our page load time in general? And that's not directly related to our text focus, but I think it's great that you do focus on the user experience, and obviously we want to improve it. If we can make a business case that an increase in page load time drastically improves or does improve our business, then definitely we can try and do something about that. And as you know, I'm already working with Web Canada on a couple of issues that you and some of the other team members have brought to my attention. We're working on that in Web Canada time, so please bear with me, but I'm on it. Right. The second, sorry, I'm just gonna quickly delete, sorry about that. Okay, when will our non-mobile optimized sites be optimized? We can already report a drop in our meeting sites for meeting keywords like Tagungshotel in City or Conference Hotel in City. So this is referring to the mobile update that happened on the 22nd, I believe, on last Tuesday, 21st, which was announced by Google a couple of months in advance, which is unique. They normally don't give us a warning. There's a post in Astra that you'll be able to read after the launch on the 5th. And I also sent out an email ahead of the update. So if you see drops like this, please do let me know, and we have to monitor this closely. We don't know when we will be able to make an improvement of all of the pages on Web Canada. I had a call with global SEO team yesterday. They believe everything is fine and we shouldn't be affected. If we do see a big decrease and there's an impact on the business, please do let me know. Again, if we can make a case for an investment, then even better. So yeah, please do monitor and let me know. Thank you. Right. Oh, don't know who put that question. How come the digital team is so awesome? Very good question. I don't know. They just are. I've also put some questions that I have been asked previously by email. And I just wanted to share them with the team. So I'm going to select some of those until you send me some other questions. Okay, sorry, there's another one about the rooms pages. Again, about the Google mobile update. Did we already address the issues with our room pages not being mobile optimized? We're aware of the issue. However, optimizing them for mobile is on the list. So we're waiting for Web Canada if there's something we can do, and then we have to see whether the effort would be bigger than what we get out of that. As you know, there's also a test on redirecting users to the brand.com mobile version, and perhaps that's better for the user experience. So it's a case of just figuring out what the best solution is here. I'll keep you posted on that. Okay. So here's a question that you might all be wondering. Why are you doing this to me? Aren't you just creating extra work? And I hope not. I think that reviewing your page and looking at it from a user's perspective, or from a guest perspective, if you will, is very important. That's an exercise we should keep doing. And in fact, that's something I'm trying to get everybody including myself, in the habit of doing. Not so much looking at what do we have to offer. Do I like my page? Is it creative enough and does it look cool, or does it? Brand team can't hear me say that, but is it great from a brand perspective? The most important thing from a guest experience is really that it satisfies their needs. And you'll hear me say that a lot, focus on the user. And this is really just an exercise to get you in the habit of doing that. It also ties in with another exercise we're going to do in Q3 when it's more about SEO. We're going to do a keyword research. I know a lot of you have done that already, but instead we just need to go through it and make sure everybody's at the same page. And this is kind of a preparation for this as well. But this time we're really focusing on the user experience. And throughout everything that, for example, Google announces, it's always about focusing on the user. And I think it's the best and safest thing to do. If you look in the future and think about any further updates, as long as it's user-friendly and it offers value for the user, then you're safe and you're going to do the right thing, both in terms of conversions, but also in terms of SEO. Another question I have been asked is, where's the question? Oh, sorry. Are there any costs involved? There are, if you make changes in a language that that you don't speak or your team members don't speak themselves. In that case, I would wait to make actual changes to your website until Q3, when we have the keyword optimization as well. And then you can do everything in one go. If you're making changes anyway, then obviously no problem. And if you have the language skills, then even better, then you can make changes right now. From an SEO perspective, having fresh content on a website is always a good thing. So don't hesitate to make changes that improve the website. It's better, more is better than less in that case. But yeah, if you need to wait because you'd have to pay an agency, then please wait until Q3. Next question from Lucas. Hi, Johanna. I was wondering how frequently it is advised to change the content of the website. Is it advised to make weekly or monthly changes to the homepage to have it more active? According to some SEO sources, Google rewards websites that are more active. Kind of ties in with what I've just been saying. Google does value fresh content. The more of, but the robot, I'd like to humanize it, but it isn't really a living thing, but it still learns how often the content is changed. The more you change the content, the more likely it is that the crawler or the robot comes by your site more often. So yeah, any changes that you make, say you make something on a third level page, it might not get noticed by Google for a year or so because the rest of the page, the website doesn't change for a long time. And then any change that you make won't affect your SEO value. So it's good to have fresh content every once in a while. There's no real measure for how often you have to change it, but it's nice to refresh it a little bit. What you can do, or what used to be done, is to change the meta titles every once in a while. But generally, if you have a good schedule of optimizing your page and refreshing content as it is relevant, then that's best. But do it naturally. And again, with a focus on user experience. If you just change it for changing's sake, then it's not going to improve your SEO value. Okay, let's see what other questions we have. Sorry, one question I have already answered when there was no sound was, what do I have to do and how is this going to be measured? So what you have to do for now is, well, always focus on the user. So put yourself in the user's shoes or the guest's shoes and just think whether you find this a really user-friendly experience. So, you know, the guest experience, which is so amazing at the hotel, it doesn't start there. It starts as soon as somebody searches for a room in a city. And this is where we have to make the guest experience nice. So just go search for your hotel or your property. try and find it, see if you can find it. Go to the website, see if the information is relevant. Maybe if you have been on your website too often, you might not find it. So maybe ask friends or family, somebody who hasn't been on the website too often, or maybe even ask some guests, or be creative in doing that. You can do focus groups or surveys or whatever. If you do surveys, please make sure that you're in line with privacy laws, and maybe check with Global, so maybe don't do that. But there's no harm in asking people. It might not give you a really objective view, but it gives you an indication. And just think about the last time that you yourself booked a travel. So that's the one thing that I want you to always do, and that I also pledge to always do. And then the next thing for this month is you have to send me a list of the pages that you want to focus on. So how do you find those? Focus on the low-hanging fruits. Your homepage is always an important page, so you should improve that. And then look for pages with high exit or bounce rates. That's an indication there's something wrong. And then the last thing you do, you send me that. In the DGI, we're going to measure whether or not you have sent me a list. However, obviously, this whole exercise is to improve the performance of our website. So at the end of the year, we're going to look at improvement in conversion rate and visibility. So that's not to say you don't need to do anything other than sending me that list. Please do make those improvements and improve the user experience. What else? From Julie, will we be able to get some support from you guys regarding the optimization in terms of keywords, metadata for languages such as Arabic or Russian? Yes, so yes, there is a, well, I think people, when I say global, they cringe. But there is a global initiative that's being piloted at the moment to include call centers and get them to do some translation work. So that's something where you could get help. This will be steered from global and then managed by the divisions. And if you have a need there, please do get in touch and we can see what we can do. Anything else, I'd have to look into it. And of course, in terms of how to do metadata, how to optimize your metadata in general, there's going to be a training. Again, Julie, thank you. What can we do with the landing pages that are online forms and which are not optimized and not even allowed by robot? That's a great question. Actually, that's something I've recently discovered. There are some robot texts randomly on pages. I don't know how they got there, and some of those pages are actually some that we want to be crawled by robots. I'm investigating that at the moment and will try and resolve the issue with Web Canada, and I'll keep you posted on that. Okay, what else have we got? One question that I have been asked before, do I have to focus on IDPs only, or can I also look at other segmental platforms? Like I said, the main goal is really to improve the user experience and also to get just in the habit of thinking from a user's perspective rather than from our perspective, and like what we want to achieve versus what the guest wants to see. If you feel like there's something that you can improve on other segmental pages, by all means, please do so. Just make sure you're not you're in line with anybody else who might be responsible for that page. So obviously I don't want to get in anybody's shoes, but I do hope that improving a user experience is in everybody's interest. So yeah, you don't have to focus on the IDPs only, and I hope in the future you will be doing that naturally and just think from a user's perspective. Okay. Next question. In what languages can we send you the pages for review, and how many per property? So the languages that you should focus on first, I think, would be the ones of it makes the most sense to focus on languages where you have a lot of visitors coming from that language, because there you're going to see the biggest improvement if there's one. So look at Google Analytics, look at the top languages coming to your website, and then focus on those. Make it manageable. Don't have too many. I would say in overall maybe 10, 20 pages that you want to optimize. And then look at whether you can do them now or later. Like I said before, if you don't have that language in-house, then maybe wait until Q3. And then personally, languages I understand, I don't know if that's a question as well, but German, English is fine. And then for Italian, I'm going to ask Doriana. I hope she doesn't mind. Question from Camille. In order to get more insights about keywords and what users need, it could be interesting to take a look at the keywords typed in our IDP's inside search engine as well, tracked in Google Analytics. What do I think? I think that's a great idea, actually a fantastic idea. And this gives you an indication, not really why people come to your website, but what it gives you an indication for is what are people missing on your site. So yeah, it's a fantastic idea to look there. Look at if there's recurring searched items. So either it might be that you have that page already, but it cannot be found on your page. So that would be a case of improving the menu navigation, or maybe making it more prominent on your homepage. That's the page that visitors normally go to first. And if it's not there, then yeah, look into creating that page or hosting that information somewhere on your page, but make sure it's visible. And yeah, it's a great indication of what people normally look for and can't find. Thanks for that comment. Any other questions from you? Now is the chance. I'm going to select another question from Johanna in the meantime. Okay, question we have addressed before, but what if there are technical problems with the website that affect user experience? Kind of thought this would be an issue, and we've had it in other questions before, but yes, if you do find there's issues that affect user experience, please do let me know. Also, even if it's only affecting your own website and not generally IDPs or segmented platforms, you can still copy me in when you email the support at Web Canada. If it's affecting the IDPs as a whole, then definitely please do let me know, and I'll try and take it up with Web Canada, and hopefully there's a bit more, if it comes from more sites, then there's more weight behind that issue, and hopefully it will be fixed sooner. I also know there's been something about language, the language tags. It has been taken up by one of the teams directly to Web Canada, and apparently they fixed that already. So now different language versions link to the sub pages, not to the home page when you have a canonical tag. So that is improvement. Okay. And then I think the only last question that we have. Let's see. You can still post your questions if you want. Let's see one last time. Okay. From Mykonos, thank you. Do you think that there's a possibility to have an SEO report regarding each page of our local property sites? Oh, sorry, acronyms. Yes, definitely. We're looking into that. So what you'll get in the future, and hopefully very soon, it's also a topic for me. One is the crawl report, just to look at how does Google see your page. There's a number of different tools available. One is Google Webmaster Tools that we will be getting to you in June. As you might be aware, that used to be an item in the top 10, and it's being sorted for you. So I hope you're happy about that. However, it means a slight delay. So yeah, we'll have that crawl report, and then we'll also have another SEO tool that kind of looks at the on-page factors as well. We'll also have a keyword report. So once in Q3 we've looked at your keywords, or you've identified new keywords that you want to focus on for a given website, we will be tracking those and see how your ranking improves over time with the optimizations that you've done, which is great because that's where you see kind of the fruits of your labor. So it's really nice. So yeah, that's coming. Yeah, wait for. Okay. Let's see. One more question from me. Meantime, please do post your questions if you have any last questions. How should I prioritize my work? Well, one, in general, I know you guys are really busy already. So I don't want to overwhelm you, but like I said, please do get in the habit of thinking from a user, and every time you look at your page, you can assess it and just think from a user's perspective. So it should be an ongoing thing. I said in the email that I sent out, 30 minutes a week is enough at the beginning, but it's about creating that habit. And then over time, it will come automatically. And when you create new pages, you might not even have to do a review anymore. A lot of your pages are amazing already. It's just about reviewing. And as we said at the beginning, refreshing content is never a bad thing. So even if you just rephrase things, that's great. And also things change over time. Users or guests' expectations change over time. So that's why it's a good exercise. From the kind of order that you should go by is the biggest impact will be seen with the most users that focus on one language. So look at the top languages and then look at homepage and quick wins. You don't have to do everything in this month. You have time until the end of the year, and it will be part of other optimizations as well. So you can do that over time. It doesn't have to happen right now, as long as you send me your list this month. Mustafa has asked another question. Are we looking to have more user-friendly websites in the future? Any new templates for the restaurant websites? And it would be great to get SEO and SEM reports for my restaurant sites. Thanks, Mustafa. So yes, my goal is to have really user-friendly websites, and I hope that's in line with the company goals as well. I know that everybody in the digital team wants that too, and I hope you do too. Regarding restaurant sites specifically, I know they are going to be relaunched, but that's a project that's headed up by Kishan. So if you want to know anything about that, please do contact him. I can forward you. I can forward any emails that you want to send to me as well if you don't have his contact details. And regarding reporting, yes, ideally, once we have a reporting tool in place, we can look into that. So you can see your performance in Omniture and Reflex, as far as I know, regarding SEO, like keyword performance and crawling performance. That would be Webmaster Tools and any other tool that we have. So we can look into that once the new website has been launched. Okay, if there are no more questions, I'm going to close this Hangout now. Thanks for your patience, and sorry about the technical difficulties at the beginning. It's something new, but hey, we still have to try out new things, I think, at the beginning. As I said at the beginning, you couldn't hear me probably. Two things. One, there is a delay. So you're seeing this 20 seconds later than I am saying it, just for next time. The second, this is recorded, so you can go back to this recording anytime. You see it in the Hangout. you can also look at it on YouTube, and I'm going to post the link to this YouTube video on Astra so that you can revisit it. If any of your questions haven't been answered or you have additional questions, please do contact me. You can use WhatsApp, use the mobile number in my email signature. You can use email or any other tool that you might want to use. Maybe try Google+. And then lastly, please, can you rate your experience? Moving down, we might try something different if you all hated this experience, or please let me know if you liked using Google Hangouts, minus the tone issues. So there's a link down in the Google Hangout that links you to a survey. So if you could please take out, I think it takes 1 minute to fill out the survey, that would be great. Thank you. And let's see if any last questions. I think that's it. So thank you very much and have a good day. Thank you.